back to another class. I finished working on this circular swatch that's going to become a small hat, and I want to finish it off by doing a 3-needle bind off for the top of the hat here. So I'm all the way up to the end, and I've worked one plain row in the final color here. Now what I need to do is transfer this onto double pointed needles, which I've got right here. Get that out of the way. Right here. And what I'm going to do, as I said, is transfer all these stitches half of the total on each double pointed needle. And before I do that though, because to do the 3-needle bind off, we'll create a ridge, and I want the ridge to be on the inside of the hat. So I'm going to turn this inside out before I transfer my stitches. You could do it afterwards, but it probably would not be real comfortable. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer all my stitches onto the double pointed needles, and then I'll be back and we will go through the 3-needle bind off. Now I'm going to show you the traditional way of using 3 needles, given its namesake, 3-needle bind off, and then I'm going to show you a shortcut, which I actually prefer because it moves a little faster, employing the help of a crochet hook, which I've got handy as well. So I'll go ahead and transfer my stitches, and then I'll come back and show you the 3-needle bind off. See you in a sec. Okay, so I've got my stitches divided onto 2 double pointed needles, and I put stoppers on the end of one just so that I don't lose my stitches on the end. So a standard 3-needle bind off is where you employ 3 needles, 1 needle each to hold your stitches of the 2 layers you're going to bind off together, and then the 3rd needle to manipulate your stitches. So what you'll do is you'll go through the first stitch on the first needle and the second stitch on the second needle, and then pull your yarn through both stitches. Should come both stitches. So you've just knit those 2 stitches together, and then you'll go ahead and take those off. Push my stitches forward. Off both needles. So you have 1. That's the beginning. Now I'm going to go ahead and go through the first needle, the first stitch on the first needle, front needle, second stitch on the second needle, pull through the first stitch, and grab it, second stitch, pull it off the needle. Now I've got 2 on my right hand needle. So what I'm going to do is, like a standard bind off, pick up my first stitch and pull it over the second, then slide off. 1 stitch bound off. I'm going to do that one more time, and then I'm going to show you my preferred method of doing this with the crochet hook. So in through the stitch on the front needle, in through the stitch on the back needle, pull your yarn through the stitch on the back needle and the stitch on the front needle, pull them both off, then pick up your second stitch on the right needle and pull it over the first stitch, and those are 2 stitches bound off. Now I'm going to do this with a crochet hook, and you will see very quickly why I prefer this. So I've got my stitch on the crochet hook, and I'm going to go through the first stitch on the front needle, the first stitch on the second needle, grab my yarn, pull it through the first stitch and the second stitch and the stitch on the crochet hook, and then slide everything off. Tighten it. So again, first stitch, second stitch, grab some yarn, come through both. You can pull them both off the needles now if you wanted to. You don't have to wait till the end. And then pull through the stitch on the crochet hook and repeat. So this is actually much faster than doing it with the 3 needles. You eliminate that actual bind off. It's super easy. Pull through both, slide them off, pull through, and you can see what's happening here is a nice, neat bound off edge. So I'm going to go ahead and bind off all these stitches all the way to the last one, and then I'll show you what to do when you get to that point. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've gotten all the way to the end. Here's my last 2 stitches. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through as I've been doing, and through the first, the second, grab my yarn, pull through both, and then through the stitch on the hook, set this aside. And all you're going to do at this point, leaving a nice long tail, is cut your yarn. Cut your yarn and pull this all the way through. And then you will weave this in at the end. I mean, along with all your other ends, and you can see from my color changes, I have quite a few. Let me show you what it will look like on the opposite side. Nice, neat, tidy seam. After I weave in all my ends, this will make a nice little hat for somebody. Okay, that's it for this technique, and I will be back in another video to show you something else. Thanks for watching.